Reddit stock price in a very big spot, guys. We have seen stock price hold this ascending channel for weeks and weeks. We have been following this very, very closely, guys. We did break beneath this, dropping for about a week or two until forming this very nice flag, guys. And it does appear now with this nice wide bar to explode outside of this range. We could be seeing that upper price action levels being hit soon, being 156, 165, and eventually 177, guys. My name is Dylan from Dylan's Trades. We're going to get straight to this technical analysis breakdown. First, going over to STEM on the weekly analysis. On the Reddit stock price, guys, we see multi-phases of consolidation into massive breakouts. Reddit is one of those stocks where it builds energy, right? Seeing the IPO range, we spike up for 1-2 weeks when we initially IPO on Reddit. Investors can first get their hands on Reddit stock price. We find a high, we find a low. We go from the high to the low. High, get some bullish confluence holding 1-2-3 weeks, exploding outside this range, guys, going from this $80 level to $230. That's a massive movement, right? Then we enter this phase of consolidation within these highs. Notice how we hang here for about 8 weeks very patiently after just moon rocketing, guys, going to the absolute moon. Since then, we broke over these highs, and then we fell right back beneath these. We held this consolidation for quite some time in this rough region before we knifed down, guys. And this was a pretty sizable drop as well, guys. Once we lost that $156 level over here, we went to as low as this $80 range, guys. Notice how we went exactly back down to this IPO high. So first and foremost, we're seeing a lot of technical indications. Reddit is extremely prone to technical traders taking advantage and making some cash. So we did remain very bullish on Reddit as we've seen this very obvious panic structure. Another phase of consolidation likely to give us that next big move. We said anything over the $125 level, we will skyrocket to 150, and we did that quick, guys. We did that in 1-2-3 weeks. As of now, we're seeing a pause, right? And this is where we zoom very, very deep out and remain that bird's eye perspective to start off our weekly analysis. Let's get us a very zoomed grand scheme of what's going on, right, guys? So phase one, breakout. Phase two, within this consolidation, once again, highlighting this, right? Phase two, drop, right? Phase one, pop. Now we're looking at a phase three and a pop, guys. So you see only 1-2-3 weeks continuation. Take a little dip now, this healthy hammer candle within this rough confluence where we've had these couple bodies hanging around the wicks. There's been a lot of confluence in the zone. This is a sign where, hey, we should be reversing on Reddit stock price. Once again, we're only within a couple weeks young within this next phase breakout. In the past, we've seen a lot of price action continuation. We've seen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We've seen about 20 weeks or so. That's a lot of time, guys. So especially within the trading days as well. So as of now on Reddit, we are led to believe that we should expect some reminiscence of this movement, even if we take a 50% fractal within this uptrend over here, within this previous breakout. Take that from the bottom to the top. We should be revisiting at least this red box around that 180 to 177, that pretty critical range where this was the top of this last heavy confluence, hence over here, guys. So with that being said, on the weekly analysis, guys, gotta love what you're seeing, man. We're seeing a multi-phase breakout. A lot of the stocks are, following a very similar trajectory to Reddit, where they're doing phase 1, 2, and 3. And a lot of these stocks are kicking ass. So to see this nice hammer candle pull back definitely feels like a dip, right? A nice pullback to continue heading up higher. So we definitely believe higher price action is due for Reddit. With that being said, we're now shifting over to the daily analysis. So each one of these candles representing one day, we have 5 times more candles. So as of now, guys, we did a really simple analysis on Reddit, right? We've just been watching this very clear ascending trend line. We will highlight a little bit brighter just for this analysis, right? Notice how it's very, very concrete, right? We hung up on this for quite some time. We mentioned over here, guys, how we believe this is a false breakdown. Not always when you break a data point, a very crucial level, you're just going to drop. We won't go over that as of now. We're seeing the bullish engulfing. We're seeing a lot of bullish signs. We were led to believe this is a false break. Notice how on the breakout day over here, we highlighted on the channel, we came up exactly to this level for gapping up. And then we came down, we hugged it, just continually testing it, guys. You won't really see an ascending trend line this strong like we've seen in quite some time. We mentioned, hey guys, over here, if we break 150, being that we have this candle wick over here and this ascending trend line, that'll be a double break within a support level, right? We have this ascending trend line for support and this big $150, not only a solid level, but a psychological level as well. We did break beneath that, entering our next zone, which is 139.11. These levels have been very, very active, guys. We haven't moved these in the last month or so. These remain to stay very, very accurate, right? A little bit of support down here. So as of now, on the daily analysis, once again, we pulled back, coming and bouncing off this level. Notice how we had these two strong wicks, where at one point it was a pretty nasty day. You know, sellers were kind of nervous, buyers were kind of nervous, really dominating the session before we yank up towards the end of the day. Always love to see that. Then we held the indecision day, pressing against this flag structure. This descending trend line over here, we'll highlight red, right? We're holding a little bit indecisive. We come down once again. Oh, we're going to drop below 139.11. Oh, we skyrocket up. It's always nice to see these nice wicks at the bottom within these breakout levels. Typically, this is even better than a nice wide bar exiting, right? So as of now, guys, it's very simple. You know, we've seen a lot of respect within this 150 level. Once again, is this a big level within the resistance marker point, but it's a psychological hard number, $100, $150, $50, right? We've seen a lot of respect in that last $100 range right down here, guys. We were perfectly bounced, right? Seen a lot of respect, 150 marker point. So as of now, we rejected this 150 once, twice. We get over it. We try to hold it. We're breaking out, bit of a false break. We come down, hold it, break. Notice how we have another retest within the last few days. We got a very simple analysis on the daily. Friday's session high was really about $1 off of that level. So are we going to get above this level? If we see the break over 150, we should be gradually, you know, ending this uptrend, dip, bounce, right? This is the higher low where we see higher prices. And even from a different perspective, which is very, very accurate, right? We have this bull flag-like structure, a nice flagpole moving up, and now we're flagging out with a break. So over 150, guys, we should be, once again, sticking to that higher low trend, right? Where we dip, find a higher low, and break out. And we have this very, very accurate flag structure, which, you know, Reddit's been very, very prone to these kind of structures, guys. So if we see a break over 150, should be lights out. As of now, I would rate this a 70% probability we will break over $150. If that happens, 156 should be taken out quick, then eventually working our way to 177. So you gotta love what we're seeing out of Reddit. The market is in a little bit of a tricky situation, which does add a little bit of variance to the setup. But from a technical aspect on Reddit, man, you gotta love what you're seeing. We've also seen the dissension within the volume, which I love to see on these kind of setups. Right when we start topping out and entering this flag-like formation, chopping around, chopping around, chopping around, the volume is decreasing. And now we've seen a relative spike up. So if we see some nice strong volume, guys, this is how we see these really euphoric movements where Reddit just has a massive day. And that is very, very live, guys. I would not be surprised to look Monday, come in the day and see us push 160. I think this is a really pretty looking setup and one of the best ones as of now. So with that being said, we got what we need out of the daily analysis. We need to break over 150 strong to get that breakout to push into the next week with just some really nice price action. And the support we have to keep in mind, once again, is this 139 zone, which has been very, very prevalent. That 139 to 138 level. Flipping over to the hourly analysis live, guys. Let's see if there's anything here that we couldn't spot on the daily. So we just see right away, you know, just by looking at the setup, I can tell the Bollinger Bands are tight. Yep, pull the Bollinger Bands. This is really a nice gauge for the hourly setup. Whenever we get a really, really tight squeeze, hence over here, they get really, really tight. We're building a lot of energy for the next movement. When you crack over the top, could lead to that euphoric movement, which we did see, right? Taking off the Bollinger Bands. Now, what does look pretty attractive for the buyers here is that we did enter a bit of a range and we're starting to break over that, guys. Right, within these rough highs, it's really been a trouble within this flag, within these rough regions over here, right? And then these lows over here, guys. So we've more or less been in this kind of range, hopping between the ceiling to the floor, just kind of jambling around, jambling around, jambling around. And now it appears we're starting to break over the top. So if we get over that 150 level, we're pretty generously above this hourly range. And it really just should be enough, you know, fuel the fire, guys, to get that next leg up. So definitely looks bullish on the hourly analysis, guys. Would I be shocked to see stock price kind of get dull here and waste people's time for a day, flag out or something before we get a breakout? No, but looks very, very bullish. The only really situation where sellers do a good job here is stock price with this obvious double bottom WS pattern, breaking over the ceiling, right? We're getting a lot of bullish signs. The sellers need to step in come Monday, Tuesday, and just absolutely knife it down, guys. If we get hard knife below this obvious support around that 141 zone, we're likely to waste everyone's time, enter another choppy phase, maybe just consolidate for a couple days, perhaps a week. But as of now, everything is lining up for that next big movement. And Reddit, from a macro perspective, zooming back to the weekly, right? So we want to utilize all of these together to get a very comprehensive technical analysis. We're breaking out of phase three, moving up with a healthy dip with a nice hammer candle, symbolizing a bounce, right? The next low to move up higher, right? Flipping over to the monthly. On the monthly analysis, we have a beautiful bullish engulfing structure with this nice big wide bar, which is a phenomenal sign, guys. Now to see this nice pause, once again, it very much feels like a pause to head up higher, right? Flipping back to the daily, we are breaking out of this pretty flag structure. You could say a falling wedge, but we do have a strong flagpole moving up, hence this structure over here leading the flagpole. So gotta love what we're seeing, man. This is one of the best setups I've seen as of recent time, really over the last week. Reddit is one to keep an eye on moving into the next week. Should see a lot of positive momentum. We have been very accurate since these $125 levels. Calling the breakout with this obvious highlighted candle over here. Since then, we did skyrocket up quickly, 32% in just around a week or two. So we've been very accurate with Reddit, guys. And I believe this is a stock where when we zoom out from a grand scheme of things, I would not be surprised at all to see this thing go to $200 in a month, in 2 months, something like this. Looks very bullish, and I love Reddit. We can go on a 30-minute video about this, but we got what we needed, guys. With that being said, if you found any value in the video, consider like subscribing for more of this kind of Reddit weekly, about 1 to 2 times per week updates. So once again, guys, keep it on these major levels. 150 for a breakout, right? We're trying to break out this flag. We're seeing a lot of beautiful signs. If strong close over 150, should be seeing some nice momentum to come over the next few weeks, guys. Alrighty, guys, have a good day. Take care, trade smart, and peace.